Oh, take two. What up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Eagle Eye coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to talk about Huddersfield versus Arsenal. Now, if this is the first time you're watching me, you wonder why am I laughing? I got 3/4 of the way through this live review. 3 fucking quarters of the way. And then what happens? My fucking fire alarm goes off. And guess what? I'm the only one in the flat. So, of course, I had to go do some fireman Sam shit. Nothing was actually on fire, I'm just joking. But basically, I had to go. Do you have one of them fucking smoke alarms that goes off in spite of the fact that there's not a single speck of smoke anywhere near it? It basically detects heat and then it goes off. That's what just fucking happened. Woosa. Right, let's get back to business. Fucking hell, I'm gonna have to say all that shit again? Right, okay, let's go to it. I was waffling on in my first one anyway, so let's keep it more condensed. Huddersfield played Arsenal. And we're talking about two teams with two terrible defenses. In fact, since the start of 2018, only Huddersfield and Brighton have a worse defense than Arsenal. And have conceded more goals than Arsenal. Huddersfield in particular haven't won a game, particularly in their last 6. They've drawn a game, and that was against Cardiff. But their last 3 games, to be fair, a horrendous run of games. But they lost to City, they lost to Everton, and they lost to Chelsea. Prior to that, they lost to Burnley, who can't seem to buy a win at the moment, and Fulham, who also can't seem to buy a win at the moment. To say that Huddersfield are already down would be a bit of an understatement. I think there's one thing most football fans can agree on. As football fans, we don't agree on a lot, but I think Huddersfield are down, don't you? I think they're down. And let's be real here. I thought David Wagner pulled up trees to keep them surviving in the Premier League last season. So fair play to them. I know David Wagner isn't their manager anymore, but fair play to him for at least last season's efforts. This season, they've been worse, though. I mean, there's just no getting away from it. They can't seem to score a fucking goal. And I'm sorry, if in any football game, if you can't, I don't care what level it is, if you can't score a goal, you're probably not going to win any matches. As things stand at the moment, they're rock bottom. And they're in a lot of trouble. I ain't going to lie to you, they're in a lot of trouble. It does not look like they're going to get out of it. Having said that, if there's one thing that they have hope with, is that as bad as their defense is, Arsenal's are quite literally almost as bad. I can't believe I'm speaking about a rock bottom team and a team who are 6th. But that's what we're dealing with here. I know I said this a little bit in my last preview. People don't like to hear it because they think that you're an Arsenal Bennett fan if you hear it. And yes, I said his name, but it's worth it. You're not, but let's just call a fucking spade a spade. We're defending worse than we did last season. We just are. We just are. There's no getting away from it. You know, don't get it twisted. I ain't trying to have Arsene Wenger back. Yes, I know. That's £2 now. Not to mention the £3 I owe from the last video. I know this. But, you know, that doesn't mean to say that I want him back. But, again, you have to be honest. The one thing I would say for us this season that we probably didn't have last season is that we are, at any time in any game, just as likely to score as we are to concede. The one thing that kind of made me lose hope a lot of the time last season, where there were games where I can honestly sit there and I felt like we were never going to score. I've only felt like that once this season, and that was quite recently, I think. That was like think that was against West Ham away. So that's the one thing I'll say. There's at least a little bit more guile up front. I don't know if that's just the way they're arranged, the confidence that they have. Remember, we've got two of the most lethal strikers in the Premier League. Unfortunately, we don't have the support for them yet. And listen, I can admit it, Ozil needs to be better. Iwobi needs to be better. Mkhitaryan, who up until his injury needs to be better. They all need to be better. But man, you worry almost for Arsenal in every single game. But again, there's no getting away from it. Our season starts now. Our season starts now. Now that all the teams are starting to play each other a little bit, you've got Chelsea at City this weekend. You're hoping that City can do a job over them. City kind of need to do a job over them to keep their title challenge going, because then scum are starting to close the gap. You've got Liverpool, who are still technically top. So City are going to have to make sure they beat, let's be real, a poor Chelsea side. So, yeah, you've still got United thinking that the Dons above us. And we need to check them. We need to check them. And we have an opportunity to check them next month. So for us, and I've said this in my previous preview, and I think it's worth saying again, I actually like it when Arsenal are not thinking about tables or opponents in 3 weeks' time or buying into their own hype. You know what? I like it when we just get down in our own grind and just take it game after game after game. Not looking too far ahead, just taking it game by game. And if we can do that, I believe we can, whether it's via Europa League or via top four, we can make the Champions League. That has to be the objective. It has to be. I also, too, used to be cynical about qualifying for the Champions League. But you know what? You can't be cynical about that, but then also start telling yourself that, oh, well, I buy into the Stan Kroenke model. I had loads of people in my mentions yesterday talking about, Chig, you don't understand the FFP. I understand the FFP. What are you talking about? I'm talking, and I'm digressing like I did in the last video. Let me not now. So anyway, so for us, our season must start now. We must be looking forward to these matches that are going to define our season. Because you know what? Guess what? If we win the Europa or get top four, it's got to be considered a good season. It's just got to be. We've got this, then we've got Barté away midweek. I say midweek, be Thursday really. Then we've got a weekend off. And then our next game won't be until Barté at home. And then it will be Arsenal at home to Southampton, another problematic team for us. But let me not look too far ahead. Let's focus on Huddersfield. Huddersfield is a team that we barely beat last time we played them. We played them in December, and it took an 83rd minute strike from Torreira to separate the two teams. And I vividly remember that. Apparently I didn't earlier because I struggled to remember who scored. But in terms of my feelings watching that game, I kept thinking to myself, so what? We can't beat Huddersfield now. That was what I kept saying, I remember. And then eventually we scored. I was like, oh, thank God. At least it was 3 points. But we always seem to struggle to them. We struggled to them on the last game of the season last year. We just about beat them away 1-0. So anyone thinking we're going to smash this team, we don't have the most fluent of records against them. We just don't like traveling South Coast. I don't know what's wrong with us. We don't like going down south because Southampton, it's the same thing. It's never a routine. It's never a routine game. So Bournemouth. You know what I said about South Coast. I just remember where the fuck Huddersfield is. Ignore me. But we don't like going South Coast. But I had Bournemouth in my head and I confused Huddersfield. I know where Huddersfield is. I know where Huddersfield is. It's near Leeds. It's near Leeds. But yeah, so for me, I I just hope we pick the right side. Now, for some of you who watched 3/4 of this, you're already eagerly wanting to know. I'm hoping it's eagerly wanting to know the rest of my team. If you haven't watched this, and this is the very first time you're watching this on the playback, you're one of the new people watching live, thank you. Stick around. Here is my 1 to 11 to play Huddersfield. So in goal, I'm going with Bernd Leno. I thought he performed well against City. I didn't think he was like Neuer stroke De Gea in there against City. I didn't. I said that in my review last week. I thought there was one save where I thought, okay, that was a brilliant save. But other than that, to be honest, he made saves that I would expect him to make. I get why people gave him praise because he made a lot of them. But I would have been disappointed if he hadn't made them. He's number one now, undisputed. So to me, he's got to make them type of saves, and he did. Credit to him. He sealed that place. So, you know, power to him. I'm going to leave him in goal. No problem. Right back, I'm going to go with Carl Jenkinson. I like Carl, man. I do. You know, he has limitations. He's not a great footballer. People, don't get it twisted. I ain't trying to offer him any contract after the season. But for our situation, and keeping in mind that Lichtsteiner is the old man that I predicted he would be when he signed, he plays in this game for me. So Carl Jenkinson, right back. In defense, that was one of my surprises from the very first attempt at this video. I'm going with Mavropanos and Koscielny. I hear that Koscielny is fit and ready to go. And Mavropanos, for me, this kid has got what I don't care if Mustafi's fit or not. This kid has got to be better than what we're seeing from Mustafi. When I saw him play last season, he was making a difference. So play him and let him make a difference. So as much as I hate using a previous manager's line here, gosh, I hate this line. Bear in mind, people, I hate this line too. But he might be like a new signing for us. I know I'm cringing as well. But he might be. Our defense hasn't exactly fared well without him. Let's see what we can do with him. And the one thing I'll say, he's an actual defender. He's an actual centre-back. Ain't no Greek man. Greek man don't mess around when it comes to playing in defence. What was the last crap Greek defender you saw? They know what they're doing when it comes to defence. So I'm playing Mavropanos. So for me, Mavropanos to defence. Left back, I'm going Monreal. I ain't going to lie to you guys. I don't know why you man are calling for Kolasinac. I don't see anything special about him. I don't. I think he's decent going forward when he feels like it. But to me, his best game this season was Liverpool at home, and we still didn't win that. And we still conceded a goal. I've said it before, and I say it again. Yeah, it's all well and good, you being good going forward, but you are a defender first. And I don't see enough of that. And then some of you people go, oh, we'll play him left wing. Come on, people. He ain't nearly inventive enough to play as a left winger. Let's just be serious here. So for me, I'll go with Monreal left back. In central midfield, I'm going with Guendouzi. Thought performed very, very well. I thought came of age really, and I've seen a lot of criticism this week from different podcasts about how, yeah, Guendouzi's got right and all, but you know, Cesc showed more promise at his age. And in my mind, I'm like, so? Let me give you an example of why that literally does not matter. AJ started boxing when he was 18 years old. The man is a unified heavyweight world champion and an Olympic gold medalist. Just because he didn't start at 6 and didn't show his potential until he was 22 didn't stop him from achieving all of those things. So I don't understand people's point when they say, "Oh, well, Cesc was sharper than him at his younger age." So Cesc had a Barcelona education. No disrespect. My man came up from League Two. There's a big fucking difference here. So I don't know, man. Let's let this kid mature and grow. For all those people that think all our defenders are Wobie, this is one kid I've been defending for a lot because I see the potential. I do think Emre overexposes him sometimes. I'd like to see Emre, when he's had a bad game, don't be afraid to take him off. Don't be afraid to bench him. You know, teach him a lesson. Make him work harder. Pick better choices. Because I'm very aware that he makes mistakes. How many people at 19 didn't make a mistake? I know I damn sure did. So for me, I'm just excited to watch this kid develop and grow. And I believe he'll develop and grow. So I'm happy with Guendouzi. So yeah, for me, Guendouzi plays, not an issue with that at all. And then who do I play? I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Aaron Ramsey. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Aaron Ramsey. I like, for me, you know, more than anything, over the course of 11 years, I've had so much frustration, hatred. I still hate his smirk when he should have done something simple and he tries to do something. He tries to over elaborate and do some stupid wild shit. That shit still pisses me off. But you know what? That man has earned my respect. He's been at this club for 11 years. He didn't want to leave. And even now that he's sorted out his future, to me, he gives more effort than half these guys whenever he steps on the pitch. Respect for that. And I've always told you guys more than anything, the reason I don't all the way write people off like a Wobie, or, you know, I was a big fan of Abue, believe it or not. I was a big fan of Javinho. I was a big fan of, you know, people would point to the fact that, you know, most of those guys are African. No, it's not that. The one thing I would say for all those guys, and I put Ramsey in that group, is, you know what? I'll always be forgiving of a lack of ability if you're a trier. Nothing irritates me more than an Andre Arshavin, Mesut Ozil attitude. Nothing irritates me more. That you have it, but you choose not to display it. Then you know what? Fuck you. It's my attitude. So for me, yeah, for me, I'm going with Aaron Ramsey. So I'm playing a 4-3-3 flat out. Go on then. I'm bringing back the superstar, Mesut Ozil. I'm not making his punk ass captain though. Emery needs to stop doing that shit. Fuck me. Keep it on Koscielny. All right. At least he's the club captain. That makes more sense. Still not my captain, but whatever. I just think you're sending the wrong message to all the players. Because I think as much as managers don't think that matters, I really think that actually matters. It's mattered for us for years. Like, well, hold on. So this player that you've frozen out for the last 4 or 5 games, he now swans back in as captain. Well, what message is that sending to the players? I don't even understand the mentality of that. But I'm bringing Mesut Ozil in because I want to freshen up the squad, because I think Iwobi needs to be taken out of the spotlight for a while. And let's see what this guy's made. We're paying him $350 a week. You know, as much as people hate me mentioning the money. You know what I hate? I hate wasting money. And we all seem to be about the freaking money. And week after week, this guy's not playing, and 350 is going back into his account. Bun that. Play for your money. So, to me, I start him. I start him with a view of probably needing to take him off after an hour, but I start him in this game. Against my better judgment, I'm going to go with Aubameyang. And I say that because I don't think he's been in great form. Chelsea aside, I don't think he's been in great form. I also heard he's been ill recently, but apparently should be okay for Saturday. But I think against a Huddersfield team who are low on confidence, they got little to no chance of escaping. Let's bang in a few against them. Let's get Aubameyang confidence up as well. And I think a ripe Huddersfield team ready for the taking could be the way to do it. So, yeah, I put Aubameyang in there. Lacazette, of course, to me, is the better man out of the two, the better striker out of the two, has more to his game out of the two. You will know, the hardcore listeners will know, I said this more or less from day one. I've said this, me and Lee, to be fair, but I remember making that comment a year ago, that I felt that Lacazette had more to his game. And I still say that a year later. You know, I think as much as Aubameyang has scored a lot of goals, and I think his movement, his attacking movement, his striker, his predatory movement is second to none. I actually think it's the best in the league. Him and Kane, as much as I hate Kane, him and Kane, movement-wise, you're not messing around with them. Here's the thing. His finishing is awful. Not that Lacazette's is flawless when it comes to the finishing, but I think it is better than Aubameyang's. I do. But to me, I think Lacazette is undroppable. I really do. I think him, Torreira when he feels like playing, and on an ordinary day when he's not injured, Socrates. These three players are undroppable for me. But we are where we are. We need some goals. These two bring the best out of each other. Lacazette plays. And that's pretty much it. My prediction for this game would be 2-0. Don't expect it to be a fun game. It may be a damn near boring game to play. But I believe we'll win. I think we need to win. We need to create a run for ourselves, stay in our lane, stay humble, as AJ would say, and let's just keep it pushing. You know, all I hear is United fans, Liverpool fans, the Spud fans talking about how, oh, well, Arsenal are sixth. They're not going to get the top four. You're not going to get the top four? Cool. What I want for us to do, though, is make it as difficult as possible for these guys. Let's push them all the way. Oh, you're good enough to make top four, are you? Let's see. Because I'll be honest, United are probably favourite for that fourth place. But let's see. Let's push them and see. Because you never know what will happen in this league. We're not that far off. We've got favourable fixtures. It's now just about implementing our game plan and flipping winning. Let's win. Let's get back to winning. Anyway, that's my rant over with. You guys let me know if you like this video. It's been a long one. I know. I can feel it's been a long one. Let me know if you like this video. Crush, destroy, drop kick the shit out of that like button. I appreciate it when you guys do that. Apologies for this being the second attempt at this video. Oh, my fire alarm. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, or at least found the first video entertaining. And that's pretty much it, guys. I'm out of here. Take care.